Live on KPRC TV and the KPRC2 Plus live stream. The news starts now.
Right now at 5, an 18-year veteran of the Precinct 5 Constable's Office and her daughter killed in a tragic crash. Houston police telling us the man charged with her death was impaired at the time. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mellie Valencia. Deputy Constable Catherine Hudson was working another job to provide a police presence on the Katy Freeway near 610. Her young daughter Casey was with her at the time because she had no one to look after her. The investigation that led to the crash that killed them is still ongoing. HPD has identified the man that they say is responsible for the crash, Omar Jose Alvarado. KPRC2's TJ Parker has more on his arrest and the charges against him. And a South Florida man is alive today because a nurse trusted her gut when she had a feeling that something was wrong. This is nurse Allison Seymour. She was filling up her tank after her shift at a gas station when one of the workers said that he had been having chest pains. Seymour pulled out her stethoscope and took his pulse and told him he needed to go to the hospital. She left the gas station and quickly returned to make sure that the worker went. Only then did he finally decide to go to the hospital. The worker found out he needed immediate surgery and had to get a valve replaced in his heart. He said he probably wouldn't have gotten help if she hadn't been there.
Because she saved my life, and she gave me one more opportunity. She don't go there. I don't know. Maybe this is story.
It's kind of, I don't want to say a nurse's duty, but a nurse's instinct to say, hey, you kind of come on, check this out, and don't put it off.
The worker said this experience gave him a new outlook on life, and Nurse Allison is truly his angel. And the holidays are here, and it's a time when many people are thinking of ways to give back by helping others who are not so fortunate. And there is one event that wants you to get involved. It's the 46th annual Thanksgiving Super Feast, which gives out food at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Our Kathy Hernandez spoke to the regional director of Citywide Club of America to talk about the event. All right, our meteorologist Ava Herrera is here. It's been a little cold recently.
It has been a little bit cold. It's honestly colder in the studio than it is outside. Maybe the real winter weather we experience here in Texas happens inside the KPRC studio.
Live on KPRC TV and the KPRC2 Plus live stream. The news starts now.
Houston ISD Superintendent Mike Miles addressed parents' concerns over ongoing staffing changes in the district. Our TJ Parker is live with his message for parents. And a shooting at a convenience store leaves one man in the hospital with a gunshot to the jaw, what police say happened moments before. And a devastating loss of a local women's shelter. A thief stole nearly $10,000 from items from a storage unit. Who those items were meant for this holiday season. And good morning. It is Saturday, November 16th. I'm Mellie Valencia, and our meteorologist Ava Herrera is here.
Good morning.
How's weather looking like this morning?
It's a little bit warm for fall, so.
Thank you, Ava. And new this morning, a man is recovering in the hospital. Police say he was shot in the jaw at a convenience store. It happened at about midnight at a gas station off OST and Scott Street on the south side. Police say a man walked into the convenience store with an open bottle of liquor when a security guard then asked him to leave. Witnesses tell police the man got angry and started pushing the security guard and threatened to shoot him. HPD says the security guard then pulled out a gun and shot the man once. He was taken to a nearby hospital and is expected to survive. Investigators say they questioned and released the security guard with no charges being filed. And the execution of Texas death row inmate Robert Roberson will now be allowed to proceed. The Texas Supreme Court ruled against lawmakers who used their subpoena power to halt the execution. Roberson is on death row for shaking his 2-year-old daughter to death. His attorney now argues that the guilty verdict was based on junk science. Texas law requires a judge to set a new execution date at least 90 days in advance, which means the earliest Roberson could face execution would be February of next year. The weekend is finally here. We have lots of things you can do with the entire family, from feeling the Christmas spirit to a new light exhibit. Coming up, we'll tell you when you can go to check out all the family-friendly events happening all over the Houston area. In my hand, I have a 30-page memorandum filed from the United States Attorney's Office against a Houston man, Anas Saeed. He is being charged with an attempt to provide material support and resources to ISIS. He is also being accused of creating propaganda video material to ISIS to promote their organization. What used to be a place for families to get their groceries is now a dumping ground for this Houston community. Things from broken glass to furniture to mattresses can all be found in this parking lot. Homeowners are mad, they're angry, and they have reached out to the City of Houston, and the City of Houston still has not provided a solution to this giant issue. Yeah, so you can see the two houses behind me, and directly behind that is going to be the water tank that exploded, pouring hundreds of thousands of water into their house. And from the front, everything looks fine, but on the inside, their walls, their furniture, everything is destroyed. And now the families are out hundreds of thousands of dollars. And even though it isn't their fault, the Mud District is not taking responsibility. KPRC2 did reach out to the Mud District to find out what happened with this tank and why did it explode. Their attorney refused to leave any comments for us, but we did submit an open record request that should be in about 10 business days. From Northwest Houston, Mellie Valencia, KPRC2. Trash can may shock you. Definitely a tragic story that happened here overnight on the Katy Freeway. At about 3 a.m., there was a fatal car crash that resulted in the deaths of a Precinct 5 deputy and her own daughter. Deputy Catherine Hudson was an 18-year veteran of the Harris County Precinct 5 Constable's Office. She and her daughter Casey tragically lost their lives last night on I-10. So far, from what we know, is that there were 3 cars involved in the crash. Deputy Hudson was reportedly working a second job, which was providing a police presence for road improvements overnight. Deputy and her daughter died whenever her vehicle was struck from behind. And just recently, we have learned that the driver who caused this accident is now being charged. We don't know the charges yet, but we will keep you posted. Reporting on the Katy Freeway, Mellie Valencia, KPRC 2 News. A Houston mother is behind bars tonight for being accused of killing her husband with her own children inside of the home. The family is silent. The neighbors don't know much about them. And today, in a new court hearing, new details were released. Where these flowers and balloons lay now, just behind in a house, 42-year-old Marisol Solis Zamora is accused of killing her husband, Miguel Zamora Martinez. Their children were present at the scene. They reportedly heard 2 gunshots and then saw their mother holding a firearm close to their father's body. A neighbor who wishes to remain anonymous heard the noise too.
Did you hear any gunshots?
We just heard a loud noise. It was not like a regular gunshot.
The motive for why Zamora would want to kill her husband is still under investigation.
She claimed self-defense. Then later, when questioned by law enforcement, she gave a different story.
Zamora's defense describing the case as unusual.
Argument. Ms. Zamora herself is alleged to have told police there wasn't an argument, and that she was helping him as he was, drunkenly trying to stumble from the car to the home, and that the gun accidentally discharged.
Zamora is still being held at a Harris County jail and has a $100,000 bond. She is set to reappear in court tomorrow. Reporting from Aldine, Mellie Valencia, KPRC 2 News. Today, a community is coming together to remember a loving mother and devoted pediatrician. A year after her death, we are rejoining to remember her life and the impact she has left. Dr. Talat Khan was a bright, caring, and selfless person. She moved to Texas in July 2023 in hopes of finding more sunshine from her gloomy Seattle. In October 2023, Dr. Khan was brutally murdered at 52 years old. The tragedy happened at her apartment complex in Conroe. A man that she did not know, named Miles Fittich, is accused of stabbing her a dozen times, killing her while she was sitting at a picnic table. To this day, the motive is still under investigation. But that's not the legacy her family wants her to be remembered by. We spoke with her family and they say it feels surreal that it's been a year since she has been murdered.
I think her legacy is that she was a very kind, humble person. And it's a tragedy, it's an injustice that the way she was taken away from us.
The tragedy has shaken the community and her family, and they want to make sure that her case is not forgotten. As for the case, the state is still investigating it, and there has not been a date set for trial. Reporting from Mission Bend, Mellie Valencia, KPRC 2 News. So this is a very unfortunate situation. The Harris County Sheriff's Office said that 3 people are dead, 2 of which are brothers, and 1 of them are the alleged shooters. And it all happened in the house behind me, right here. Deputies have said that there was some type of domestic situation between a woman and her live-in boyfriend. The woman ran from her home with her 2 teenage sons to a neighboring home to try and protect her children. We do not know how close the women and the neighbors were. The boyfriend then followed her to the neighbor's house, and that's when some type of fight took place in the front yard. This is where 2 brothers from the neighboring home were shot and killed. Then a 3rd brother came out and began shooting at the boyfriend. The boyfriend then ran back to his home, and deputies said that he shot himself, taking his own life.
We don't know exactly when the suspected shooter, when he was shot by the brother, but we know that he retreated back to his residence, and it appears right now that the suspect shot himself, took his own life once he got inside the residence.
And this wasn't the first time that police have been called to this house. Previously, they have been here based on family violence. The woman and the brother are cooperating well with the police as they are continuing their investigation. We'll keep you posted. Reporting from Northeast Harris County, Mellie Valencia, KPRC 2 News.